People have to stop treating their diets like dogmatic ideologies. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals, a little bit about this today. And, again, what we have to understand, I'm not even telling people that they can't be relatively extreme in their diet or they have to pursue balance in all things. Look, you can follow a pretty strict diet. There's no problem with that. I mean, my own diet is quite strict, quite regimented, and that's okay. But I think the problem we run into is when people take different ideologies and try to assign a moral value to them in terms of health. And they, again, set really rigid ideological rules that aren't based upon real things. Now, I'm not saying people can't have morals or ethics related to their food in certain ways, as long as we don't confuse that those morals and ethics are not necessarily about your health or fitness or body composition. Perfect example, veganism. Veganism is an ethical position, okay? While I don't fully agree with it, I can totally appreciate and understand their position. And I will definitely be a person who says, look, they have a right to hold that position. And if that is what they personally feel they need to do ethically, by all means. I will even say, because they hold that ethical view, I do understand why they, will try to persuade other people to follow their own ethical view, because they believe it's morally right. Okay? But it has nothing to do with, hey, we're telling you to do this because this food is garbage or it's unhealthy to eat any animal product or whatever. Now, if they're doing that, then they're literally doing the same nonsense we're about to talk about. But I can respect the position. I can absolutely respect the position if they're keeping it purely about the ethics. Okay? And let's go over and mention that briefly before I get into all the rest. Eating a mostly plant-based diet is pretty well supported in the scientific literature as being the healthier route to go. And I don't think that's really a point of major contention, right? You should be getting most of your calories and your nutrients from whole food plant sources, right? The data on that's pretty clear at this point. It's pretty well understood. And I think anyone who's a rational, reasonable, intelligent person who understands nutrition is going to agree with that. Okay? And if they don't, then I'm going to say they're not rational, reasonable, or educated on nutrition. Again, but we're talking about the majority of your food. Doesn't have to be exclusive. And I think past a certain threshold, the exclusiveness of it stops being beneficial. And as long as everyone can acknowledge that, then we're good to go there. Okay, we're good to go. So, but if they do make that point, hey, I'm on board. We should be eating mostly plant-based diets. Yeah, absolutely. Better for overall health. Can we make a very strong case, though, for a slightly higher animal protein intake, lean animal proteins, for body composition, athletic performance? Yes, we can. But for general health, I'm going to say no, probably not. I literally see no problem with someone eating 90 or 95% plant-based pursuing general health. I don't think that's an issue at all. I think that's perfectly reasonable and rational. Now, that being said, to come over and discuss this sort of nonsense. When it becomes, all animal products are garbage, well, that's just simply not true. That's not supported in the literature. The longest lived societies on Earth still ate small amounts of animal products, small amounts of animal protein, right? We're talking literally the healthiest, longest lived societies on Earth. So, again, point not in your favor. Okay? So again, that's it becoming an ideology. Same thing when the carnivore people, all the ideology, it's all plants are then bad. Let's eat animal stuff. And they'll literally start classifying foods as healthy based upon their ideology. These same clowns won't eat broccoli, but they'll eat honey sometimes because they realize, we can't get away with no carbohydrates forever. It eventually does cause problems. Well, these people are right. So then they're like, well, we'll include honey. Well, that's on the worst end of the health scale for carbohydrates. But again, they'll take and say, realizing we probably do need some. We're not getting the best athletic performance. We're not getting everything we need without any carbohydrates. So let's include some animal source ones. Let's get bees make it. it's borderline a junk food. It's not a whole food by any metric. Just because bees make it doesn't mean it's not a highly refined sugar with a fiber-free concentrated fructose that gets absorbed in the upper intestine like table sugar. Okay, be realistic here. Come on, ideology clouding biology, clouding knowledge. Right? That's nonsense. This is a perfect example. Oh, I don't eat grains. I don't want to classify grains for some reason. Whole categories of whole foods. Okay, people want to act as if grains are some terrible thing, or the anti-nutrients or lectins and oxalates in these different foods. Okay, strange ideologies, not provable. Because again, that sort of stuff has been debunked by the best experts. They're like, these problems go away if you don't eat those foods raw. Cook them. Problem solved. You shouldn't be eating raw beans. Example. Most vegetables are more bioavailable if we cook them. And it literally has to do with these anti-nutrients, whole categories of people dogmatically oppose. Yeah, but the issue is resolved if you just cook it. Yes, vegetables are oftentimes, and I'd say in most cases, have better nutrient bioavailability after they're cooked. Of course they do. Again, it's like we get into the whole history of humans and cooking and how it's affected our biology over tens of thousands of years, millions of years, right? We do well on cooked food, sure. But we don't have to eat exclusively cooked foods. We just do really well on it, right? Kind of geared towards it. See, again, a perfect example of saying, hey, yeah, generally true, but it doesn't have to be in every case, right? Because we don't have to be dogmatic, right? But simple fact is, most foods for humans are more bioavailable. The anti-nutrient problems go away and everything if we just cook them. But there's plenty of foods that we handle quite well raw. Fruit, for example. So, this is what I mean. Dogmatic ideologies. Grains, bad. All animal products, bad. Carbohydrates, bad. Vegetables, bad. They begin. Weird ideologies. Or anything that's a nightshade vegetable is poisonous for you. Oh, bullshit. Healthiest societies on earth oftentimes eat large amounts of various nightshade vegetables, and they cook them and there's no problem. Again, not based upon reality. These are ideologies. Okay? These are not nutrition knowledge. This is not nutritional science. All of this is ideology. Dogmatic ideology being applied to your food. Okay? And there's no need for it. It's anti-rational, it's anti-scientific, and it's counterproductive. Okay, this sort of nonsense simply needs to go away. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.